Good morning, everyone. Happy 2021. This year has been off to a heck of a start, and I am so glad that you guys took the time this morning to join us here for Friday Friends. For those of you who don't know, I'm Deb Burton, and I am the founder and creator of RI Elder Info and RIElderInfo.com. It is the most comprehensive resource for seniors, caregivers, and professionals here in Rhode Island. You can find us at RIElderInfo.com. And every Friday at 9 o'clock, we come on here live and we interview different nonprofits and individuals who are doing some really cool stuff that the community needs to know about. You need to know about. Our topics are varied and we don't have a specific format. We always welcome your questions during Friday Friends. We welcome your questions anytime, actually. And it's really important that you help us get the word out. So if you could hit the like button and follow us, but most importantly, share it, because the information that comes out in these talks is information that people need, whether you know they need that information or not. So it's really important that you share these videos out with your friends and in the community groups that you're part of, because there are a lot of folks out there who are working really hard to age in place and stay independent for as long as possible. And we need your help to be able to reach them. So when it comes to health, we are dependent on our sponsors and our donors. We are a 501c3, so we are really grateful to Oak Street Health for being one of our sponsors. Tamarisk Assisted Living, Raytheon, really grateful for their support in enabling us to get the information and resources out to people. So today I am really excited to interview the first guest of 2021, former director of the Division of Elderly Affairs and current executive director of Age Friendly Rhode Island. Welcome, Catherine Taylor.
Good morning, Deb. It's so nice to be a Friday friend with you today.
Happy New Year. Thank you. Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm just fine. It's a beautiful sunny day, and just looking forward to being helpful in a year where I think a lot of us are going to need a lot of help.
Oh, amen to that. So tell us, what is Age Friendly? How can Age Friendly help?
Sure. Age Friendly Rhode Island is actually an initiative of Rhode Island College. We are funded generously by the Tufts Health Plan Foundation and supported by the Rhode Island College Foundation as well. And so what we are is a coalition of individuals, government and municipal agencies, companies, social service providers, really anyone who has an interest in making Rhode Island and our local communities wonderful places to grow older. And so we do that by a lot of different ways. One, we have a number of volunteer-led work groups that are sort of loosely aligned with the World Health Organization's domains of livability. And those are things like healthcare and transportation and housing and food and nutrition, civic engagement, outdoor spaces, basically all the areas when you think about it that make, that are important to giving you a good quality of life. And our coalition partners really look at how we can support good things that are happening and, come up with some initiatives that maybe could, take us even further. And we also are really involved with the cities and towns in Rhode Island who are trying to make strides to become age-friendly communities and helping them kind of, figure out what that means locally for them.
That's awesome. So what is an age-friendly community? What does that look like? What does an age-friendly community look like?
Right. An age-friendly community, first of all, is a place where everyone really respects and honors the older adults in the community and make sure that any kind of, plan or even building, just takes into account what an older adult might need. It's a place where you can get around easily, either by walking or through transportation. It's a place where entertainment offerings and recreation are interesting and accessible for an older adult. It's a place where nutritious food is accessible and affordable. It's a place where housing is safe and appropriate. All those things.
It sounds like there's a lot of moving pieces to make something age friendly. And when I hear age friendly, I don't hear that it is only for older adults. It seems to me like those kinds of access would be important for our younger population as well.
Absolutely. There's a great movement that's called the 880 movement that I really like to talk about, because if you make a community really wonderful for 8-year-olds and 80-year-olds, you're making the community wonderful for everybody.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me because, we are all in this together. And, I think one of the things that COVID has really brought to mind is how, in some ways, we are disconnected and in other ways, we are very connected. So we saw with COVID a lot of volunteering taking place, a lot of people, really coming together to support individuals who are in need. And I think, that is one of the positives that has come out of the COVID situation. But with Age Friendly Rhode Island, when you're working with the cities and towns, it sounds like the changes that you're hoping to make are going to be more long term.
You're right. And you make a really good point about COVID, Deb, because so I'm celebrating my first anniversary at this job this week. And when I first started, Age Friendly Rhode Island looked very much as I described. But then in the middle of March last year, which seems like yesterday and also a long, long time ago, we've been living like this for a long time, and everything shut down. So many of the things that we were working on, like for instance, we were just going to get started at maybe having an age-friendly restaurant week. No, we can't do that right now. We need to keep ourselves safe and staying away from other people. So we had to really look at everything we were doing and see what made sense to respond in a crisis. And our grant, our Tufts Health Plan Foundation, was really wonderful with us too, and just said, hey, look, if it doesn't make sense to do what you promised us, what does it make sense to do now? So our work groups that I was describing started getting together weekly, all as one, to really look at the impact of social isolation on all of us as we, look at us now. We're in our own homes. We're not in a studio or an office together, and it's been like that for a while. And what is the need and what can be done? And so many of our community partners have really stepped up with things like check-in calls and food delivery and all of that, and that goes on still. But what we quickly realized when we talk about an age-friendly community, and communities happening like this, it's happening over Facebook, it's happening over Zoom, it's happening even over the phone, but it's not happening in person. So we realized we almost had to redefine what an age-friendly community is when it's very much virtual, and it looks like it's going to be that way for a little while still. So we looked at our partners who usually would provide a whole lot of programming. Senior centers are full of wonderful things to do every day, and we think about how we all used to live. You used to be able to go to the movies, used to be able to volunteer someplace, used to be able to go play cards with your friends, or visit your grandkids. And while we're having to participate virtually, and a lot of the folks who normally would provide that in-person programming were really all hands on deck with urgent, meeting urgent need, we realized we could be helpful by building a virtual community center for folks who are connected. So that's one way that we really hope, as you've been you're encouraging folks viewing this show, we would really like folks to visit us at agefriendlyri.org. And right on the front page is our virtual community center, which has every single day a full schedule of all kinds of things to do when you're isolated, when you can't be with other people. So you can take an exercise class, you can see go to the RISD Museum, which normally it would cost you money to do, but they're a great partner right now. You can do mindfulness. We have lots of great courses, and of course we have Friday Friends linked on our Friday mornings as well too. So we really want to be there for everyone. And so folks have ideas for what they would like to do while they're stuck at home. They should just get in touch with us at info@agefriendlyri.org and tell us what you want to see.
And are you finding that members of the community are reaching out more often now during the COVID crisis, like individuals instead of like the bigger organizations, the government entities?
Quite a bit. And that's one way that Age Friendly Rhode Island really has changed since COVID, because we really weren't a public-facing organization at all. We really were, a coalition builder, so very much behind the scenes and helping other organizations be the best they can be. But now, right, we're working directly with the public, which for me is just a great joy. People are coming to us for for advice, for suggestions, and they're finding each other in our programming, and that's been really wonderful. Of course, it doesn't reach everybody, because as we also, all of us really discovered pretty quickly when we had to live in, on Facebook and Zoom, that there's a whole huge part of our population that, isn't online, doesn't have access to the internet, doesn't have devices, doesn't feel confident in the skills to do any of these things. So we've been really active in also trying to make sure that that the age-friendly virtual community becomes accessible for everyone, and just trying to support efforts to, even to make sure that the internet really is a public utility. You and I've talked about this. I mean, not just,
Yes.
you have to look at it that way. Absolutely, everyone needs it. We had a forum in the fall that we co-sponsored with AARP about redefining livability in a virtual world, and we had a keynote speaker who was from the National Digital Inclusion Alliance, who made a really interesting point that we thought before COVID that full digital inclusion meant you would have internet in your home and a computer. But now if you have more than one person living in a home, or you've got students that you're supporting, I'm sure there are grandparents out there who are supporting their grandchildren. If every single person in the house doesn't have their own device, that means only one person gets to kind of live at a time, and everyone else just, is completely cut off. So, so we've been really supporting efforts to get, devices into the hands of all Rhode Islanders, and, working really hard with the URI Cyber Seniors Program, and having a lot of tech help on our virtual community center. We have, drop-in tech times that people can just show up. And they can call us and we can help. We can't call us. We don't have a phone number. They can email us and we can help connect you to some of those initiatives that are out there.
Yeah, I know Age Friendly is working with the Cyber Seniors Program, and Sky Liddell down at URI. Sky was one of our speakers at the Virtual Senior Resource Fair, and I think that's going to be a great program. And you're absolutely right. RI Elder Info, Age Friendly Rhode Island, Office of Healthy Aging, URI, Brown, One Neighborhood Builders. Like, there's a lot of folks, Office of Innovation, who are working towards getting internet for all, just like a public utility, because we don't necessarily think about 25% of our population over the age of 65 is not online, which is a good number of people. The flip side of that, the good news of that, is 75% of them are online.
Right.
But that 25%, that makes a difference. And so, pushing for access for all. It makes a difference for social isolation and connectedness. It makes a difference for telehealth. And we're seeing, that more often.
Right.
That's really good. So for the folks who are not tech savvy, tell us about the age-friendly program that you guys worked on that is old school telephone.
Oh, are you talking about Project Hello?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is an initiative of the Office of Healthy Aging, but we were really involved at the very beginning of it too. There are a lot of entities in March starting to make friendly phone calls, checking in with folks that they knew, but how do you find the folks that you can't access? And so the governor put out a call for volunteers, and hundreds of people signed up to make these phone calls. And so now anybody who is interested in getting kind of regular check-in phone calls from the same person who's been checked out by the state, so it's not going to be, they'll be vetted people, can contact the point, which I'm sure this is a number you give out too, but every Rhode Islander should have it on the tip of their tongues, 462-4444, and sign up to get a phone call. Now, what's really exciting is we're going to take some of these folks from old school to new school because we just got a grant from Cox Communications that the Office of Healthy Aging facilitated. And we're going to be working with a dozen or so of these Project Hello pairs, folks who are making and giving these phone calls, and cyber seniors, and understanding kind of what their tech needs might be, and getting them connected, and helping them develop the skills to participate in the virtual world. And we're going to learn a lot from this that hopefully then we can scale up to other people. This
is awesome. And so how does you've been blessed with the Tufts Health Plan Foundation, et cetera. Vin Marzullo said, "It's great to see a good friend and dedicated advocate for older adults this morning."
Vin, nice to have you on.
Where did your passion for this come from?
Oh, this is going to seem kind of funny. I mean, I got into the aging space actually through disability. I've been a disability advocate for a really long time, and I have a now adult son who has a disability. So Governor Chafee, offered me the opportunity to run the Division of Elderly Affairs, which was a department then, because it has a strong, supporting adults with disabilities component. But I quickly developed an incredible passion for aging, and my own parents did not have the opportunity to grow old. So I felt suddenly like I had 165,000 parents to take care of and to honor. And that to me was just a real gift. And the other, I'd say have some earlier inspiration too. And I'm happy to share this, Deb, because I was really fortunate as a very young woman to have a mentor who was actually a high school teacher of mine, who took me aside when I was in my early 20s. I stayed in touch with her until she died. To say, women in their 50s undergo kind of a renaissance. You're largely done with your caregiving at both ends of the spectrum, physically pretty healthy still, and mentally, she said, you're at the height of your powers. And that just really stuck with me. So there I was, as my friends, my friend group were all turning 30, and everybody was giving each other black balloons and saying they're over the hill. I was like, bring it on. When's 40 happening? And then when everyone was turning 40 and people were dyeing their hair and, considering Botox or whatever people consider, I was like, when's 50 going to happen? And then when I got to my 50s, in fact, I realized, Mrs. Shay was her name. She was totally right about this. And so my whole life I've been, looking forward to the next birthday. Now I'm about to turn 60, which I'm super excited about. And I feel like for the last, 10, 15 years, I've been really grateful to have been given a position professionally to try to point everybody else in that same looking forward direction. Because every year we're alive, we just have so much more opportunity to have, new relationships, to contribute, to learn, to give, to create, enjoy. And I guess I just want to share that.
Catherine, I knew I liked you before, but now I like you even more because I too, was really excited about entering my 50s. And yeah, I think, there's tremendous opportunity. And there's this awful narrative that I know Age Friendly works to dispel, that, getting older is just this slow descent into decrepitude. And that's not true.
Right.
We remain vibrant. We remain important parts of our community.
Right.
We remain engaged.
Right.
And so, whatever we can do to facilitate that, I think is really important. And there's also the other piece that the things that we do to improve the lives of those older than us will also benefit us as we age.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just think, it's so great to have friends who are, 10, 20, 30, 40 years older than I am, who are, just real friends and just, who are just fun to be with and who really help me, learn. I should share too. I mean, the other reason I think to look forward to getting older is research has actually shown that dreading aging is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It can actually take more than 7 years off your life.
Oh, geez.
Yep, there's research that shows that. So being ageist towards yourself is really physically harmful. And another thing to keep in mind is, are you aware of the concept of blue zones, Deb? Or
yes,
absolutely. Talk about that on your show? Because, there's so many things that societies where people live to be, well into their 90s and hundreds and very healthily have a lot in common. A lot have to do with diet and exercise and spirituality. But to me, I think the most powerful thing that all of those societies have in common is that the oldest in those societies are the most important members of the society. They're revered. They're given, a real role in the society of, transferring skills or caring for children or, but they're really revered. And if you think about it, you spend your whole life looking forward to being 80 or 90 or 100, and what that does to your mindset, it's just really important. So that's something I want to spread as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not something to dread and to be horrified by. There's a lot of opportunity out there. It doesn't stop as we grow older. And I'm very excited about being able to grow older. It is, as was the case with your parents and mine, they were not blessed with the opportunity to grow older. So yeah, this is very exciting. So what's next for Age Friendly Rhode Island?
Right. So we're actually now just about to really do some strategic planning for the coming year. We've been, really looking to see kind of what's going to be happening with COVID. It looks like probably supporting virtual activities for the next year is going to be a wise thing to do. So you will be seeing the virtual community center really, really ramp up with more activities. We've gotten some lovely grant funding from Verizon and from Blue Cross Blue Shield to support some of that programming, which has been mostly volunteer up to now. We have some wonderful coalition partners that really stepped up, and much more advocacy around digital literacy. And we're looking at trying to do some innovative work in food access and housing and transportation. So you can look for some of that coming through too. But I hope people will come to the Virtual Community Center, the VCC. I like to say, we'll see you at the VCC at agefriendlyri.org. And you can, come on the website and sign up for a newsletter. We send a Friday newsletter out every week that tells you what's coming up in the next week. And so I think that's, going to be a huge focus for us this year.
That's awesome. And so if people want to get involved with the Age Friendly movement, what should they do? How do they reach out? What are their opportunities for the community to join this?
Sure. You can send us an email at info@agefriendlyri.org. Thank you for putting that up there. And just to express your interest, we have a really robust website. You can go and look at the different work groups that we have. Maybe you want to offer some programming at the Virtual Community Center. Maybe you just want to take part there. If you want to join one of our work groups, if you have a real interest in or expertise or just ideas around transportation or food or any of that, want to share them with us. But that's the way to do it. And there's another thing that we do offer, just a lot of data around aging in Rhode Island. So I really want to make sure people know about Rhode Island Healthy Aging Data Report, which you can also find on our website, that has 190 different indicators that have been measured by our colleagues at UMass Boston, researchers there. And you can see how, compared to 4 years ago, the last time it was done, say how many, which communities have access to grocery stores, which communities have access to public transportation or broadband, how many people in your community have dementia, or how many people in your community are eating more than 5 fresh fruits and vegetables a day, all sorts of things. And you can go down to your absolute community level and see what's happening right in your town. And I really encourage folks, if there are things there that really jump out at you as either a very exciting kind of achievement for your area that you want to celebrate, or something that's very concerning. You've got a very high level of diabetes in your area. Get in touch with us and let's figure out how we can become activists about that. Call attention to what's going well in your community that other communities might want to emulate, or you might want to, help figure out some kind of initiative to get more fresh fruits and vegetables into the hands of your neighbors if diabetes and cardiovascular disease seem to be prevalent in your area. So take a look at that. It's a very cool report, very interactive.
Yes, I have to say I really like the Healthy Aging Data Report. I refer to it really pretty often.
Good.
It's absolutely fascinating. Catherine, I really appreciate you coming on today and being one of our Friday Friends and kicking off 2021 with all the exciting things that are happening at Age Friendly Rhode Island.
Thank you, Deb. Thanks for all you do. And I just really appreciate the opportunity, and just hello, everybody out there. I'm wishing everyone just a healthy and peaceful and safe year.
Thank you. Well, everyone, that's our first Friday Friends for 2021. Want to take a quick moment to say congratulations to Governor Raimondo for being appointed to the cabinet of the president-elect, and to say thank you to Dan McKee for being a great new governor, getting appointed very shortly. Looking forward to the work that Dan will be doing for the state of Rhode Island. We do have the COVID pandemic going on, so I do a lot of stuff with the Rhode Island Department of Health, and they've asked to spread the word. Make sure that you wash your hands, wear a mask, stay socially distanced, and when it becomes available to you and your group, please get the vaccine. Really has been tested by a lot of people. It is safe, and it's very important because not only are you getting the vaccine for yourself, you're getting the vaccine for all those around you as well. So again, everyone, join us every Friday here at Friday Friends on the RI Elder Info Facebook page. You want to hit the like button and share. We're always open to your questions and comments. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a great day.
If you like this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.